What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video we are going to discuss the current state of Bitcoin and also the current state of Ethereum, in which I will be providing you guys today with some very nice potential trade ideas that could be applied on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because as we can see, Bitcoin over the weekend has seen a pretty significant push towards the downside. So last week we grinded upward slowly. We can see the constant higher lows being grinded up towards the upside, building up quite some liquidity towards the downside, of course. Because during this grind towards the upside, every single time, if people long this move, or this move, regardless of what move they were longing, they were putting their stop loss below those previous higher lows, building up that liquidity. Which is why you always see those statements that we get a staircase towards the upside and then we take the elevator down. And that is exactly what we see. Because of that liquidity buildup below those lows, those moves towards the downside are going very, very swiftly, sweeping all of that liquidity that was below these lows with this move. Then people that were longing over here, where were those people going to put their stop loss? They were going to put their stop loss either below this low, below this low, or below these two lows. Now we can see that with this move towards the downside overnight, that also all of that liquidity has been taken away from the market. And currently, Bitcoin is testing this demand block over here. And I think as long as this holds, then we might see some push towards the upside. Why is that? Because the CME market closed around $29,750 over here. And we know that rather sooner than later, those CME gaps tend to get filled in the first week after being created. So I personally believe that this CME gap over here might act as some sort of a magnet for the Bitcoin price. Also, we build up some liquidity over here, which I think needs to be taken out. But overall, as long as Bitcoin holds on to this support area over here, we might see some push towards the upside. If we go on to the 4-hourly time frame and we switch on the relative strength index and the stochastic RSI, we can see that on the stochastic RSI over here, we are forming some kind of a double bottom, as you can see. The relative strength index, if I zoom in slightly over here, what can we see? You can see that we are forming a slight lower low. Very, very small, but still it is a lower low. On the price action though, if the next hour 4 candle and the hour 4 candle afterwards would be closing in the green and don't close below this previous higher low over here, we are going to create a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame. A very, very small one, but still a hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hourly time frame in confluence with a bottomed stochastic RSI on the 4-hourly time frame over here, to me is always a signal that I prefer to look for long positions over short positions. I never want to short support, especially not when the stochastic RSI and the relative strength index itself on the 4-hourly time frame are signaling to me that we are oversold and that we might be looking for a bounce. My system tells me that in that case, I prefer to look for longs to over shorts. Now, to start looking for proper long positions on the Bitcoin price, I want to see some kind of strength. So I want to see some kind of strength on the lower time frame. If we look at this price action over here, after that first move towards the downside, I was seeing no sign of strength. To me, a sign of strength would be to see after this sweep over here, to see a break of structure with momentum of the previous lower high. Now, if we zoom in a little bit more, some people might say that this was the break of structure. Now, let me tell you something, that isn't a break of structure. A break of structure towards the upside should be a move above the previous lower high that caused us to push towards a new low, right? Now, this lower high didn't push us towards a new low. No, it pushed us towards a higher low. So we don't want to break through this lower high with momentum. We want to break through this lower high with momentum. Because in this case, this was the lower high that caused this move towards the downside that put in a new low. Same with this lower high that put in this new low. If this move towards the upside occurred, we formed a higher low and we broke structure over here. This wasn't a proper break of structure. In case for us to be looking for longs after this move towards the downside, I would have wanted this lower high to be breaking with momentum before starting to look for a long on the lower high, on the higher low I mean. Okay, so that is exactly what I want to see right now. I want to see some kind of strength. In this case, if I go back on the 15-minute time frame, I want to see, for example, after this sweep has now occurred, I want us to go and break this lower high with momentum. If you want to look for something more risky on the 5-minute time frame, I don't really like to say that this is a lower high, but let's say we call this a lower high and now we go and sweep this lower low over here. Let's say we put in a lower low followed by a break of structure with momentum. This break of structure with momentum is our long trigger to put in a long on the higher low, targeting all of that upside liquidity over here, upside liquidity over here. Okay, so that is something that I'm monitoring right now for the Bitcoin price. If we get another sweep of this low, which is quite likely, we break structure with momentum. What do I mean by momentum? I want to see a displacement. I want to see a fair value gap being created by the Bitcoin price. If that occurs, then I would love to take a long position on the higher low over here, stop loss below the previous low, targeting the upside liquidity for nice risk to reward ratios. Okay, that is what I'm currently looking at for the Bitcoin price. For the Ethereum price, I think we have come down to a critical area. Yesterday on my Twitter, I posted this post. I was saying, expecting the CME close to act as a magnet over the few days with these two potential scenarios. You can see the support line that I put in over here. We can now see that Ethereum is seeing a perfect bounce almost to the dollar accuracy from the support area that I marked out. That to me is a sign of strength. The fact that it is currently holding on to that area of support is a sign of strength. Now, potentially entering a long position over here could be a potential play. Why do I think that could be a potential play? Because just like for Bitcoin, Ethereum put in a CME gap as well, with the CME close being around $2,002. So also for Ethereum, I think that CME close might be acting as a magnet for the Ethereum price over the coming few days and the coming week. Now, for Ethereum, if we go on the 15-minute time frame, also for Ethereum, I would love to see something like this. Ethereum looks much cleaner. We got our higher time frame sweep over here, followed right now by a lower time frame sweep. To get an extra kind of confirmation to look for a long position, I would love to get a confirmed break of structure of this lower high over here before punting a long position or adding to a potential long position on the higher low. So let's say we push up, we keep this momentum, see some displacement, we can enter a long position on that higher low, targeting all of the upside liquidity towards the upside. Now, 1 hourly time frame, I think this is very big liquidity over here. This would be my first take profit target for a potential long position on the Ethereum price. If we go on a 4 hourly time frame, we can also see that at the exact same area is where we have a very big and untapped hour 4 fair value gap, which should also act as a magnet on top of that CME closing price. Okay, so Ethereum definitely looks a little stronger compared to Bitcoin. Also, if we go on a 4 hourly time frame and we switch on the relative strength index and the stochastic RSI, we can see that also for Ethereum, we are forming a potential double bottom on the stochastic RSI, and the relative strength index is also resetting very nicely over here. Okay, as long as it holds, as long as we try to hold this hour 4 level over here as well, we might also for the Ethereum price start to create a very small hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hourly time frame, which is definitely a potential sign for a potential short-term reversal towards the upside. Now, does this mean that Bitcoin and Ethereum can't continue lower? Obviously, they can continue lower. If we zoom out a little bit on the Ethereum price, for example, and we remove our drawings from our chart for a little bit, we can see that also Ethereum, just like for Bitcoin, is building up some high time frame liquidity over here. Now, there is a decent possibility that we go and take out all of that liquidity. It might be today, it might be tomorrow. I don't know. But I also know that Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, is testing very, very important and strong support. Because on top of this demand zone that we have over here, if I extend this to the left, we can see that we are also retesting that previous range high area over here. This was the key accumulation area before we saw this move towards the upside. And the top of that range that acted as resistance so many times for the Ethereum price is currently being tested as support again over here. And as long as we hold that as support, I expect Ethereum to get another push towards the upside. I just want to play it level to level. I'm not here to say, okay, today we go to $1,500 or tomorrow we go to $2,000. I just try to play what the chart is telling me. I just try to play what the chart is giving me. And currently it is giving me a retest of the previous range high area, which is a critical area of support to hold on to for Ethereum. And as long as we hold on to it, I prefer to look for long positions over short positions, especially since my two indicators are giving me potential signs of at least a short-term bottom. Okay? If you guys do have any questions after watching this YouTube video, after watching this update on both Ethereum and Bitcoin, please let me know in the comments down below what kind of questions you have, and I will make sure to answer them for you. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter and also make sure to join our free Discord. Both of the links can be found in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday's video. Ciao, ciao!